Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear guys. I am Professor Azmat Ali and you are watching my channel Maths for You. I welcome you all in class of Operation Research. In the previous lectures, we have discussed about course content of Operation Research and some basic definitions related to linear programming. In that lecture, I have discussed about graph of linear inequality, test point, also called reference point, feasible solution, feasible region, optimal solution, objective function, fundamental theorem of linear programming, etc. In today's lecture, I will discuss two important problems related to linear programming that are actually the words problem, or you can say these are the statement questions related to linear programming, and we will discuss their solution graphically. Here I will discuss an important problem from book of Hamdi A. Taha. That is a very interesting problem. I will discuss here later. Before going to discuss problem number 2, I will discuss an easy problem, problem number 1. This is easier than problem number 2. So, let us start problem number 1. This is the statement type question. Question says that each unit of food X, here we have two types of foods. First food is food X, and this food X cost rupees 25. That is the each unit of food X has worth rupees 25 and contain 2 units of protein and 4 units of iron. Suppose this is our food X. This food X contains 2 types of ingredients. One is protein and second is iron. In this food X, number of proteins are 2 units and number of irons are 4 units. Whereas per unit of food X cost rupees 25 per unit. Next, while each unit of food Y cost rupees 30, in the similar way, suppose this is our food Y. This also contain protein and iron both, and the worth and the rupees and the cost per unit of food Y is of rupees 30. Food Y contain 3 units of protein. This contains 3 units of protein and 2 units of iron. Each animal must receive at most 12 units of protein and 16 units of iron. These are the side conditions. These are the actually constraints. Question says that each animal must receive at most 12 units of protein. Protein should be at most 12 units. At most mean less than equal to, not greater than 12. At most 12 unit mean not greater than 12. Not greater than 12 mean protein will be less than equal to 12. And 16 units of iron. And iron is at most 16 units. This shows that your iron will be less than equal to 16. How many units of each food should be fed to each animal at the smallest possible cost? It is need to find number of units of protein and iron such that they minimize your cost. For solving a statement type question, we need to define firstly Next we suppose that we make x units of food x and y units of food y. Then we make here linear programming model as, let we make x units of food x and y units of food y. Y units of food y, where x and y are greater than equal to 0, because here x and y represent number of units and number of units cannot be negative. Now our linear programming model will be, in our linear programming model, firstly we make our objective function, then there will be two inequalities. One of the inequality will be related to protein and second will be related to iron. Inequality for protein. For protein, as per unit of food x contain 2 unit of protein and per unit of food y contain 3 unit of protein. Suppose I make here 2 unit of food x, then number of protein will be 4. I make 10 unit of protein, 10 unit of food x, then number of protein will be 20. As here I make x unit of food x, so number of protein in this food will be 2x, and here number of protein in this food y will be 3y. So the total protein will be 2x plus 3y, which will be less than equal to 12, because in our question it is given that each animal must receive at most 12 unit of protein. 12 unit of protein, not more than 12. So first inequality, first constraint for protein will be 2x plus 3y will be less than equal to 12. Again I repeat, your food x contain per unit of food x contain 2 unit of protein. I am making here x unit of food x. So in x unit number of protein will be 2x. Similarly in y units of food y, there will be total 3y protein. So the total protein in both food will be 2x plus 3y, which cannot be greater than 12. That is 2x plus 3y less than equal to 12. Second inequality for iron will be, in the similar way here as to protein, number of units for iron will be 4x, because your food x contain 4 unit of iron in per unit. So this will be 4x and this will be 2y. Total number of iron will be 4x plus 2y, 4x plus 2y, and this total iron cannot be greater than 16. This will be less than equal to 16. This inequality can also be written as, by dividing 2 on both sides, we have 2x plus y less than equal to 8. Say this is inequality number 2. Our objective function is the cost function. Say this is which we have to minimize. So our objective function is minimize f of x y equal to, as we make here x units of food x, per unit of food x cost rupees is 25. Suppose I make 2 unit of food x, then total cost will be 25 into 2, which is equal to 50. Suppose I make 3 unit of food x, total cost for food x will be 75. As I make here x unit of food x, total cost for food x will be 25x. In the similar way, I make here for y unit of food y, so the cost for the food y will be 30y. So we have to minimize function fxy is equal to 25x plus 30y. This is our linear programming model. Next, the process is same as I have discussed in the previous lecture. Firstly, I will make here the associated equations or the boundary equations of question number 1 and inequality number 1 and 2. Associated equations of 1 and 2 are. Associated equation of 1 is 2x plus 3y equal to 12, and the associated equation of 2 is 2x plus y is equal to 8. To draw graph of 1 and 2, I will convert these two equations into intercept form. I need x-intercept, I have to need x-intercept and y-intercept. So to find x-intercept and y-intercept, you can use by putting y is equal to 0, your x will be 6. Putting x is equal to 0, your y is equal to 4. And another way to find x-intercept and y-intercept, dividing on both sides by 12, we have x over 6, y over 4, which is equal to 1. This is the x-intercept and y-intercept form. In the similar way, by dividing 8 on both sides, this will become x by 4, y over 8 equal to 1. So for this, x-intercept is 6, y-intercept is 4, and here x-intercept is 4 and y-intercept is 8. Next, I take here test point, that is also called reference point. Usually we take test point 0, 0 as a test point by putting x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0 in both inequalities. Like as in when we put x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0 in 1, we get 2 into 0 plus 3 into 0. This is equal to 0, which is less than 12. This is true. In the similar way, when we put x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0 in second inequality, this also become true. 2 0 into 0, which is equal to 0, which is less than 8. This is also true. So both inequalities are true for the test point 0, 0, shows that the graph of the inequalities is towards the origin. I repeat again, when we take x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0 as a test point, and test point satisfied our inequalities, this shows that the graph of the inequalities is towards the origin. Okay. Next we make a graph of these two inequalities. Next we make graph of these two inequalities. Suppose this is our x-axis, this is y-axis. In the first equation, our x-intercept is 6 and y-intercept is 4, and in the second, our x-intercept is 4 and y-intercept is 8. Suppose this is x is equal to 2, x is equal to 4, x is equal to 6. This is y is equal to 2, y is equal to 4, y is equal to 6, y is equal to 8. Now, here x is 6 and y is 4, x 6, y is 4 this. So the graph of the first equation or boundary line is this. This is the graph of the first equation, that is 2x plus 3y equal to 12. 2x plus 3y is equal to 12. As because the associated inequality to this equation, that is the 2x plus 3y less than equal to 12, satisfy test point 0, 0. So the graph of this inequality will be towards the origin. This will be towards the origin, but here because our x and y are non-negative, so graph only lies in first quadrant. Here graph of the first inequality is below the line, and below and boundary line also included here. Second, similarly here x intercept is 4 and y intercept is 8. So by joining these two, this is 2x plus y is equal to 8. Now this inequality also satisfied 0 0, that was the test point. So graph of this inequality will also towards the origin. Now this will be, this shows the graph of second inequality. Now the common graph between both inequalities is this region. This is the region, that is the feasible region. This region is the feasible region, that is the common between both inequalities. So here our corner points are, you know that corner points are those points where the inequalities cuts each other and cut x intercept and y intercepts. So the this is the feasible region, this is the feasible region. Our feasible region is, suppose this is point A whose coordinates are 4 0, this is point B which is the point of intersection of these two lines, which we will find here. This is the point C whose coordinates are 0 4. So here our feasible region is a quadrilateral OABC. Our corner points are origin 0 0, A 4 0, C 0 4, and last one is B, that is the point of intersection of both inequalities, that we will find here. To find point of intersection B, we solve these two equations. So by subtracting these two, we have 2x plus 3y is equal to 12, 2x plus y is equal to 8, we have 2y is equal to 4, y is equal to 2. By substituting value of y in one of the equation, we have 2x plus 2 is equal to 8. By substituting y is equal to 2 in the second equation, this will become 2x is equal to 6, x is equal to 3. So the point of intersection B is x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 2. Next we find optimal solution. As you know that the fundamental theorem of linear programming says that optimal solution is a feasible solution that maximize or minimize our objective function, and it will exist at one of the corner point. So lastly, make here last table. This is the corner points. This is the value of the function at these corner point. Our objective function was 25x plus 30y. First corner point is origin whose coordinates are 0 0. At 0 0, value of the function is, this is 0. Next corner point is A 4 0, and at 4 0 our function has the value 100, and at point B, that is 3 2, value of the function is 25 into 3 plus 30 into 2, which is equal to 75 plus 60, 135, and lastly at point C, 0 4, This is equal to 120. So from the table we can observe that the minimum cost is 0, but this is not possible because in the question it is given that we have to make both units of food x and y. So here x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0 mean we are not making any unit of food x or food y. So this is not possible, although the minimum value exists at 0, 0. Second one, in this case, cost is minimum, that is 100, but again here food, number of units for food y are 0, so this is not also eligible. And in the second case, number of unit for food x are 0, this is also not eligible. So one of the case is remaining, that is number of units for food x are 3 and the food y are 2, have cost 135. Suppose in the question we say only we have to make any one of the food x or y that minimize our cost and fulfill our condition of protein and iron. Then in that case the minimum cost exists at the corner point 40, that is the optimal solution for our linear programming model that minimize our cost. In this case we will make here 4 unit of protein, 4 unit of food x and none of the unit of food y. Okay, next we discuss problem number 2. This problem is similar to problem number 1, but this problem has some differences from problem number 1. One of the differences is that the figures that are using here, that is 0.02, 0.30, 0.06 are something tedious than figure that we will use in our usual questions. Secondly, here concept of percentage will be used here. Third, you will notice that here our constraint will be the lines that passes through the origin, that is our constraints have no x intercept or y intercept. This is the major difference of this question from question number 1. So question says that Ozark firms use at least 800 pounds of special feed daily. The special feed is a mixture of corn and soybean meal with the following composition, as similar to question number 1. In that question there are the two foods x and y, both food x and y contain iron and protein. Here the similar way our feed contain corn and soybean rather than protein and iron. Our feedstuff contain corn and soybean meal. Per pound of feedstuff contain protein and fiber. Corn contain, here in the previous question instead of corn and soybean meal we are using food x and food y. So corn contain protein and fiber. In the similar way, the second food, that is soybean meal, contain protein and fiber. Cost in dollar per pounds is given here. The dietary requirement of the special feed are at least 30% protein and at most 5% of fiber. Ozark firm wish to determine the daily minimum cost feed mixed in order to obtain better feed stuff. Similar to question number 1, let we make x pounds of corn and y pounds of soybean meal. Then our linear programming model will be, firstly we make here constants for protein. As we are making x units, x pounds of corn and y pounds of soybean, per pound of corn contain 0.09 protein. So when we make x pounds of corn, number of protein will be 0.09x and number of fiber will be 0.02x. In the similar way, when we make y pounds of soybean meal, then in that case the protein will be 0.60y. So the total protein is both meals is 0.09x plus 0.60y. Again I repeat here, in the simple way you can say that when we multiply the corn, this row with x, this will become 0.09x, and when we multiply this row with y, this will become 0.60y. So this shows the total protein is 0.09x plus 0.60y. Now this total protein will be at least 30%. At least means not less than equal to, not less than, at least mean not less than 30%. Not less than mean greater than equal to, must be greater than equal to. So your protein will be, must be greater than equal to 30%, that is 0.30. Only 0.30, or this will be 0.30 of total units. This will not equal, not 0.30 only, this will be 0.30% of total quantity that we make here. Total quantity is x units of corn and y pounds of soybean meal. So the total quantity will be x plus y, and this total and from this total quantity we need to 30%, at least 30%. So the first constant will be 0.09x plus 0.60y greater than equal to 0.30x plus y. Multiply both sides by 100 to finishing decimal. This will become 9x 60y greater than equal to 30x plus 30y, or this can be written as 0 greater than equal to 21x minus 30y, or can be written as, by dividing on both sides by 3, 0 greater than equal to 7x minus 10y, or 7x minus 10y less than equal to 0. This is our first inequality for protein. You can notice that the right side of this inequality is equal to 0. That shows that the associated equation of this inequality will pass through the origin. Now we make second inequality, that will be for fiber. In per pound of corn, fiber is 0.02. We are making here x units of corn, or by multiply this row by x, this number will be 0.02x. This will be for second inequality is for fiber. This will become 0.02x plus, multiply the second row by y, we have 0.06 y. This is the total amount of fiber, and total amount of fiber is at most 5%. At most 5% mean not greater than 5%. This will be less than equal to 5% of total quantity. Total quantity is x plus y. So for fiber, the right side will be less than equal to 5%, that is 0.05 of total quantity x plus y. This is the difference of this question from question number 1. Here right side is in the form of the percentage. When we take percentage 30% will apply on the total quantity x plus y. In the similar way, when we take 5% or in case of fiber, this 5% also apply on total quantity x plus y. Next, multiply on both sides with 100 we have. This will become 2x, this is 6y, this is equal to 5x plus 5y, or this can be written as 0 less than equal to 3x minus y, or can be written as 3x minus y greater than equal to 0. This is our inequality number 2, or also can be written as this inequality by multiplying on both sides with minus sign. This will become minus 3x plus y less than equal to 0. Sign of inequality will be changed. This will become minus 3x, this will become plus less than equal, right. This is inequality number 2. Next, the last constant is also, it is given that Ozark firm use at least 800 pounds of special feed daily. The third constant is for total quantity. Total quantity. Constant for total quantity is, total quantity is x plus y, which is at least 800 pound. Now at this time there is no percentage sign here, no percentage here. This will be greater than, less than equal to, greater than equal to 800. Now we make associated equations of 1, 2 and 3 and draw graph of these inequalities, and will find the optimal solution finally. Associated equations of 1, 2 and 3 are, associated equation of 1 is 7x minus 10y equal to 0. This can be written as y is equal to 7 by 10x. In the second case, associated equation is minus 3x plus y equal to 0, or y is equal to 3x. And in the third case, for 3, the right side is equal to a non-zero number, that is 800. Its associated equation is x plus y equal to 800. To draw graph of this equation, we convert it into x-intercept and y-intercept. So dividing on both sides by 800, we have x by 800, y over 800 equal to 1. So x-intercept is 800 and y-intercept is also 800. That are the sufficient large number. So how can we tackle them? See here next. Last thing before to draw graph, our objective function is also cost function, that we have to minimize fxy equal to here cost per unit of per pound for corn was $0.30. We are making x unit of corn, so the total cost will be 0.30x plus second is soybean, and there are y units of soybean. So total cost will be 0.90y. This is our objective function that we have to minimize. Next we draw a graph of these three inequalities. Firstly, I draw a graph of this inequality 3. Its associated equation is x plus y equal to 800, whose x-intercept and y-intercept are 800 and 800. Suppose this is x is equal to 800 and this is also y is equal to 800. So by joining these two values of x and y, this is the graph of the straight line x plus y is equal to 800. Next we can check that 0 0 satisfied or not this inequality. Take 0 0 as a test point because here the right side of this inequality is non-zero, that is 800. So in this case we can take here test point. When we put x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0 in here, this is equal to 0 which is not greater than 800. So 0 0 not satisfy this inequality. So graph of this inequality is away from the origin, that is above the line. This is the graph of this inequality, away from the origin, starting from the boundary of the line. This is the graph of this inequality. Next, how we draw graph of these two inequalities. The first is 7x minus 10y equal to 0. This is the equation passing through the origin, because you can notice that when x is 0, y 0, this is equal to 0. Now because the right side is 0 here, we cannot take 0 0 as a test point. Test point or reference point can be taken only when the right side is non-zero. Here the right side is 0. We cannot take 0 0 as a test point. So how we can draw graph of this? You can notice that this equation y is equal to 7 by 10x. Comparing this with the slope intercept form y is equal to mx plus c, slope of the line is m is equal to 7 by 10. Here angle of inclination, you know that m is tangent alpha 7 by 10. By taking inverse, tan inverse 7 by 10. This will be approximately equal to I think this is equal to 42 degree. You have a calculator, you can check that. This is approximately equal to 42 degree. It means this line y is equal to 7 by 10x passes through the origin at a 42 degree. So there is no need to find x-intercept and y-intercept, and we cannot find x-intercept and y-intercept here. So suppose this is the angle that this line make here. So this is the major difference of this question from the earlier one. So this is the graph of y is equal to 7 by 10x. Now because here you can notice that here this can be written as 7x less than equal to 10y or 7 by 10 x less than equal to y. So here this can be written as y is greater than equal to 7 by 10x. So graph of this inequality will above this line. So graph of this inequality will above this line, that is this. This will be the graph of this inequality. Lastly, the third one inequality is y is equal to 3x, that is also in the slope intercept form, y is equal to 3x. By comparing here slope is equal to 3, by finding here alpha that is the angle of inclination. Alpha is equal to tan inverse 3. I think approximately this is equal to 72 degree approximately. You can check that. 72 degree angle is, suppose this. So this is the graph of y is equal to 3x. Again, in this case, where is this? In this case, our y is minus 3x plus y is less than equal to 0 can be written as y is less than equal to 3x. In this case, our y is less than equal to 3x. So graph will below this line. Will below this line. So in so from all these three constants, we can notice that the common area or the feasible region is, this is the feasible region, this one. This is our feasible region, that is unbounded feasible region. Unbounded feasible region means that cannot be enclosed in a closed figure. So our feasible region is unbounded. This is the feasible region that is unbounded. So the corner points are, one is A, second is B. So there are only two corner points in this case. I again repeat all of these. In the first case, when our inequality was x plus y equal to 100, that the graph of that inequality is now towards the origin, so graph is above this line. In the second case, our inequality is y equal to 7 by 10x, that passes through the origin, so we cannot take here x intercept or y intercept. So by using the concept of angle of inclination, I have made this graph. Now because in this case our y is greater than equal to 7 by 10x, so graph is above the line. And in last case our y is less than equal to 3x, so graph will below the line. In all three constants, the common graph is this, that represent our feasible region, and this feasible region has only two corner points, one is A and other is B. Now how we will find A and B? A is the point of intersection of x plus y equal to 800 and y equal to 3x, and B is the point of intersection of this and x plus y equal to 800. To find A, we solve this by putting y equal to 3x in this. To find A, we solve x plus y equal to 800 and y is equal to 3x. So by putting y is equal to 3x in this equation, this will become 4x equal to 800. This will become x is equal to 200. By substituting x is equal to 200 in here, our y will be 600. So one of the corner point, that is A, x is equal to 200 and y is equal to 600. Second one is B. B is in the intersection of the line x plus y equal to 800 and y is equal to 7 by 10x. So by putting y is equal to 7 by 10x here, we get x plus 7 by 10x is equal to 800. This will become 17x by 10 is equal to 800. This will become x is equal to 8000 over 17. Just a minute. By dividing 8000 over 17, your answer in decimal form is x is equal to 470.588. By substituting this value of x in this equation, we have y is equal to 800 minus x is equal to 8000 over 17, our y will become 329.412. So the next corner point is B, that is 470.59 approximately, and this is y 329.41. Now we find optimal solution at these two corner points. So make table here. Corner point, at corner point A, corner point B, value of the function fxy, and function is 0.3x plus 0.9y. By putting value of A, value of the function at A mean by putting x is equal to 200 and y is equal to 600 here, this will become 0.3 into by putting x is equal to 200 and y is equal to 600. This will become 60 and this will become 540, and this give us 600 cost in dollar. And by putting value of b in our objective function, our cost is at point B 437.65. So the minimum cost in dollar per day is $437.65. So our optimal solution exists at point B. Hence the company should make approximately 470.5 or 470.6 pounds of corn and 329.4 pounds of soybean to find optimal solution. I hope this video was helpful for you. If you think my videos are helpful for you, kindly like these videos, share and subscribe my channel. Inshallah, in next lecture we will discuss solution of linear programming problems by analytical methods. Okay, take care. Allah Hafiz.